Welcome to This Week in Guns, the podcast that covers commentary on the latest firearms industry news, information, and buzz. Brought to you by the Firearms Radio Network. I'm your host, Jake Challen from Gun Guy Radio, and you make this show possible. That's right, you listening, watching right now. Simply click through our Amazon affiliate link the next time you're shopping online. A small portion of each sale goes to supporting pro-gun shows like This Week in Guns. Firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. We have a great set of returning panelists this week. We have Natalie Foster from Girls Guide to Guns. Hey, Natalie.
Easy for you to say.
How are you fresh back from SHOT? No SHOT Show crud for you?
No, I did get the SHOT Show crud. You shall hear it momentarily. And no, I'm exhausted, but I had so much fun. It was like a big family reunion. We had a great time. We missed you, but I did get to see the other guys, so it was good times.
I know, super bummed I missed everyone, including Josh Cast, otherwise known as Whitey of Four Guys Guns. Hey, Josh.
Pleasure to be here, Jake. Thanks for having me.
Did you talk like that the whole whole SHOT Show?
No, it was actually way worse during SHOT Show when you yell because all your business meetings happen with alcohol and population around you. So you end up talking like this the next morning. The next morning you sound like a Simpson character because you're out like.
Well, and John Chaos, the king of awesome at I'm with Chaos YouTube channel, and
I'm so glad he said it. He said it. That's like 3 weeks in a row. I got him to say something good.
Got a degree in tweaking show notes as well. So.
Yeah. I'm good at that. No, I actually have the most hardcore SHOT Show crud out of the 3 years that I've been there. I feel atrocious. But Jake said he was going to murder my entire family if I didn't come on tonight. No, I'm kidding. I actually really enjoy the show, so I love coming on, even when I'm under the weather, because I just sit here and yap. But
glad to have you, for sure. Appreciate all you guys coming on. So let's get right into the top stories. And, apparently Lantac lost, well, not lost, but had their titanium EBCG prototype stolen at the SHOT Show, right off the SHOT Show floor. So
this is why we can't have nice things.
I know, seriously. That's exactly why. It's so sad. Isn't that sad? It just breaks my heart because it was a major innovation for them, and they're a good company, and somebody just jacks it? Really? What have we come to?
Apparently, it was one of a kind as well.
Yeah, but okay, by the way, why is it one of a kind? Really?
Because titanium is not cheap to manufacture.
Okay, true. All right, that's valid.
That's why Nemo only made one titanium rifle. You know, that's literally hundreds of thousands of dollars for an AR upper and lower, let alone all the parts. So you take a BCG, something that's actually very thick in a lot of areas, decent amount of machine time, and it's titanium all the way through. I would probably, if I had to ballpark it with no metallurgy knowledge, you know what? Forget it. It's expensive. Not like $300, tin coated. No, this thing was probably easily 4 digits without even breaking a sweat.
Oh, yeah. that breaks my heart for them. That sucks. But okay, so now we got to have better SHOT Show security because that's what's going to happen now. I mean, hopefully it'll.
But we don't. This was their own fault. If that thing got up and walked away that easily, they weren't covering it. If it was a one-off, why wasn't it tied down?
Yeah.
You screwed up, dude. Like, yes, it sucks. Yes, there are scumbags out there, but you can't skirt all the blame in this situation. You screwed up. I'm sorry, Lantac. If this is that valuable to you, why was it not under better supervision?
Or even just under glass, maybe, so you could still show it off and talk about it, pull it out when needed.
Exactly. Like, what's so difficult about that?
I called Brett because I texted him because I was concerned that I didn't want to, accuse me for being a jerk, but I literally had to ask him. I said, so is this just a marketing ploy, or did you actually lose it? Because look at what happened on Instagram, social media, the moment that news got out. Every other picture, you thought people were giving away a VP9 again. It was just every other photo was this thing, and I'm like, all right, so if I wanted to get an image out as fast as I could, but I talked to Brett, he was actually heartbroken, very genuine about it, so it is tough.
And other news, John's I'm with Chaos YouTube channel has been stolen.
Shut up.
It should have been under better lock and key. I'm sorry, I left it out for everybody.
I do have the password, so I mean.
All right. Well,
Just
second
one of the many.
second story of the evening is the one Natalie's dreading the most. Porn stars shooting guns at the SHOT Show, well, in Vegas during SHOT Show, because as I understand it, every year it's also
The porn convention.
the porn expo in Vegas along with the SHOT Show.
Oh my goodness. So
Nice,
loud.
John.
Oh, that was on you. That wasn't
It
even.
was on me.
That wasn't even me that time.
Autoplay gets us every time. So normally, I believe SHOT Show.
No.
what?
You don't get to talk about this one first.
Okay. Easy, killer.
Yeah.
Go,
First-
ready, go.
Yes. Problem number 1. Jake, seriously? We're talking about this? Problem number 2. Seriously, did we... Okay, we've read the article. We've watched the video. Who hasn't, right? Because we were assigned to it, but also it was kind of everywhere anyway. Good Lord. I mean, this is just embarrassing. Here's my points. Here's my beef. Ready? This article and porn stars shooting guns are bad for the Second Amendment. And I will tell you why. Because the most important and fastest growing demographic right now, women, which is a very good thing because the more women that shoot, the more the Second Amendment's a good thing, the more you guys get to shoot your guns. So you see porn stars there and you're like, oh, that's what it's all about, fine. And then the people you actually want shooting guns are not shooting guns. So it's a bad thing. I'm just saying. That's my beef.
Now I feel bad for putting it in the show.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
Oh no, the guys thoroughly enjoyed it, I'm sure. And then also, poor Oklahoma, right?
So not for nothing. The two girls in this video, Jessie Jane and Bonnie Rotten, how, honest to God, different do they look from a lot of women in that up-and-coming demographic? Now, we're not talking your picture-perfect, NRA, soccer mom in the button-down, short-sleeve, capri pants, driving the minivan. That is, by and large, a good demographic and a good solid, this is what we'd like it to be. However, the up-and-coming females that are in that whole emo demographic, that are in that whole alternative lifestyle demographic, that is, you can fight it and not like it all you want, that is up-and-coming. If nobody had said to you that those are porn stars, would you have batted an eye at that being any different of a girl than you're used to seeing?
I mean, that's a valid point. It is, because you're right. No, I want, like I released a gun at SHOT Show, right, with Devil Dog, and I've thought about this a lot. Like, I want those girls with sleeve tattoos, and I want them to be just as empowered and, armed as anybody. So, I mean, it's a good point. It's frustrating because it's such you do associate a porn star with firearms, and it's just, and two, there's this whole violence thing. I'm constantly fighting the whole violence against women thing and saying that no, gun owners are not more violent to their, spouses or girlfriends or whatever. So that whole thing is just a big mess that I have to deal with all the time, and this is the kind of thing that makes me roll my eyes because I'm just going to get more attacked. You know what I mean?
No, I get you. The other thing that the only thing that really bothers me about it is I'm starting to see a trend where guns and women and alcohol are all starting to kind of do a little circle where we're starting to kind of resort back to the type of marketing ploys we're used to seeing, back in the 80s, where it's, big fake boobs, big guns, bikinis. I saw more booth babes this year than I saw last year. Yeah. I'm seeing it more on social media, and we all know sex sells, but at the same time, is that the direction we want to head? Because all we're really doing is repeating the past.
Yeah.
The thing we need to do as, people of the community is we need to make sure that we stay the course. No matter what, we stay the true course here. Because if we start to deviate and we start to dive into this, kind of lesser, as it were, path, if we don't get into that, then we remain true to the way the firearms industry is. Real Americans. These people are poster children for an industry that isn't exactly glorious. Yeah, there's lots of good things that come out of that. Yeah, honestly, those people make a ton of cash, and from what I understand, there's some good people in that industry that do lots of good things outside of that industry. However, as by and large, if we kind of stick to the quote-unquote wholesome roots and stay the course, then I think we'll be okay. You know, like what he said, we're seeing a lot more of this kind of slime ball mentality, you know, especially from some of the biggest retailers out there, and the most popular retailers out there are slinging, you know, images of women in like nothing but a plate carrier. It's like, dude, really? What are you doing? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to sell that, or are you trying to sell a plate carrier? Like, I'm not, you know, the kind of customer that you want, you know, dudes like me that aren't sold by that kind of stuff are not going to buy a plate carrier based on how it fits some girl's chest. Really.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you take my shirt off and put a plate
Please
carrier
don't.
on, I
Please
mean,
don't.
it gives me a realistic
Yeah, but it doesn't fit your curves the same way.
Yeah, it's definitely a frustration because I feel like we have I feel like there has been so much progress made where the industry has really embraced women and tailored a lot of things towards women because they understand that that's how you secure the Second Amendment rights. But yeah, I agree with you. I saw more this year. I was kind of surprised actually at the way things kind of turned, and I don't know if it was the porn convention influence or what, man. But yeah, it was really little.
And it overlapped hard this year. I mean, last year it was like the last day of SHOT Show was the first day of AVN. This year was like Media Day at the Range. AVN and SHOT Show started at the same time. So it was like there was so much overlap.
Yeah, that happened like, 4 or 5 years ago too, I think. But it's been a while, it's true, because I haven't felt that presence at SHOT Show in a long time, but it did feel I got the vibe a little bit more this year, you're right.
Can we compare this quickly to other industries? Like, for instance, the car industry, SEMA, is huge out in Vegas. That happens every year, and it's always full of booth babes. Do we think that industry has suffered from that kind of that mix in there? You know, that's the thing. Has that industry suffered? Will our industry suffer? I don't know.
Right. Is this just a sign of the firearms industry becoming more mainstream?
Right. That's kind of where I was going with that.
Valid question.
Yeah.
And that could be a good thing. I mean, no matter what, we're going to start seeing a lot of new and different things as our industry grows and becomes more nationally recognized and you know, recognized all over the world. We're going to see things changing. And this may just be the beginning. I mean, for all we know, they could have some event at SHOT Show that includes AVN. You know, we don't know.
They probably did.
Yeah.
I mean, hello, did you go to the cry party? Because
I saw a picture that was not too impressive.
Man, they've been letting me down a little bit the last 2 years.
It's all right because the Ball So Hard is there for you.
That's right.
And I appreciated that.
Did you have a good time?
That was a really classy event, I gotta say.
And you got your gift bag?
And that was an amazing gift bag. Like, I feel a little bit spoiled.
So can we move on to some of these pictures?
Of what?
Because I have some fun to poke.
Of the AMOLAND booth babes?
My favorite is ProIs. Plain and simple.
Yes, I added that. You know I added that, right? I'm a proud ProIs staffer, and I love those women for that reason.
Because those girls are awesome. And
I know.
Also Century Arms. I'm a sucker for blonde Russians, but Jack Links is like nailed it. You've never been to like a gun thing. We're just gonna, there's got to be women there, right? So boom.
I don't even know what any of that means.
It's okay.
Okay.
From a marketing standpoint, I've dealt with a couple people who are like, oh, we'll throw a booth babe in there. It's like, have you ever been to SHOT Show? No. Why in God's name would you pigeonhole that product quickly to being like a tawdry, tacky thing by throwing a bikini girl in there, which has no relation to the product at all? That's what guys want to see. Not in this industry. Some, yes. Not all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on. Ready, aim, fire. Choke point draws heat from the gun industry. So I believe we've talked about Operation Choke Point before, which is where the Department of Justice initiative through putting pressure on financial institutions to stop businesses with legitimate, law-abiding, federal licensed, the federally licensed firearms dealers from obtaining credit or credit processing. We've seen what's a big authorized.net. We've seen them take an anti-gun stance and other big
Right. Well, PayPal. I mean,
processing. PayPal.
PayPal, Square, Bank of America. I mean, a lot of the big ones. A lot of big ones. A lot of people actually were put in serious jeopardy when this all came down. And of course, it's what, 2 years later? It's 2 years after the fact now that all this really started putting gun companies in jeopardy, or even gun accessory companies. If you had anything to do with guns, it was a problem, especially if you were associated with one of those big guys. And I can't believe it took this long to really get any recognition. But did you see the NSSF press release today that they've admitted to doing it? So this is not conjecture or conspiracy theory anymore. It's like, yeah, all right, we did it.
I think the other people that thought it was like conspiracy were the people that were not in the industry. Like,
right, I know, but
that's
the majority of people, right? I mean, even gun owners who are not necessarily in the thick of it with the industry are probably like, really? Like those fringy, like the people who are brand new gun owners that are still kind of like teetering. I think people did think that it was a conspiracy theory. And I mean, people I've spoken to that like own a lot of guns didn't even know about it. And anyway, it's just nice that it's pretty validating that they finally admitted it, I think.
I actually had a back and forth with Facebook today because they wouldn't take my money.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just got the email back from them. I'll even read this on the air.
Uh-oh.
All right. So we put up our Iron Throne series of patches, which is like house banners of a famous TV show, yada yada. We don't want to get sued. So, put up a neat little 15-second video to promote them. Tried throwing some money at it to push it further, outside of our just the gun world, not into like people who are fans of that show. And we got the letter that most of us have seen back saying, thanks for writing in. I'm here to help. Your ad was rejected because it violates ad guidelines. Promote firearms, ammunition, or weapons, paintball guns, BB guns, knives, etc. Learn more about it. Click the link. Cool. I read through it. I responded back with, please go to my site, find a firearm, and I will leave you alone. And they responded with a picture of this. This is a next level training SIRT pistol. It shoots pew, pew, laser beams.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent back, you mean this one right here? So they actually went and looked. They found a link. Good for them for actually perusing my site. Thanks for the hits. And so my response literally was, at this point, I'm not going to fight giving you money, but I am going to educate you. That is a polymer plastic pistol that shoots laser beams to help people shoot more accurately and no way injures anyone in any way, shape, or form, which does not fit into any of your classifications of weapons, firearms, airsoft, knives, bows, yada, 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 paintball guns. Therefore, if I was to sell guns, the reason why you couldn't find one is because I am not an FFL holder, or as the BATFE certifies me being okay to sell guns, which would still require background checks, etc. I am now here to educate you. I am no longer here to try and give you money. I just got a response back. Thanks for clarifying this. It appears your ads were mistakenly disapproved, and we've re-reviewed and approved them. I'm sorry for any inconvenience that caused. Please note that although we approved your ads, these ads may remain paused until you resume them. You can access your ads and change their status at any time, blah, blah, blah. So, let me know clarifications and assistance from my end. Have a great day.
Screenshot everything.
Yeah, I will send her a edible arrangement.
Yeah.
But that's a win in my book.
That's awesome.
That's a huge win.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
Take that, Choke Point.
You know what? You know what that is? That's education. That person on the other end is now that you've kind of stepped into their life, and they were like, oh, you know what I mean? You gave them a little reality check, and that's a positive thing. Not just for Four Guys Guns, not just for the show. That's cool, but the entire industry, that's a benefit, man. Educating people, that's what we need to do, and you just did it. Well done.
But that's what it's all about, and that's what we've always tried to kind of capture, and that's what we all should capture. I'm tired of saying that, everyone needs to do it. Everyone needs to do it, period. You can't just sit there and be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You can't just babble off, it's a 45 ACP, blah, blah, blah. No, explain to someone what that means, because you know what? The more they understand something, the less they fear it.
That's right.
Preach on.
Boom.
Get it, girl. Choke
Sorry
point.
to hijack your show, Jake. Again.
Preach
only
on.
do it every
I thought
week.
that was great.
No, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing, Whitey. That is rocking. So let's move on to firearms enthusiasts crash gun buyback to hunt bargains.
Oh, no.
This happened out in Oregon just last week, where they had a gun buyback. The Newport police held it, offering gift cards to the superstore Fred Meyer, which actually sells guns itself. But so you could trade in a gun and gun buyback, get a gift card, and go buy a gun with it. So
Hold on a second here. I'm seeing something. High capacity magazines were worth $25 credits at the store.
Mhm.
So I can go buy $10 PMags and turn them in and make $15.
Yep.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
I would like to know where you buy $10 PMags.
In America.
Girl.
Well, I mean, valid point. I live in California, so.
Yeah. The rest of the country has cheap PMags. And that is glorious. "Quote unquote" assault rifles fetch $175, which is that's kind of a downgrade. You're not making as much money on that, but you can make up for that in PMag sales. Unbelievable.
It's a tenth of what a new AR is.
Yeah.
So yeah, members of a forum group called We the People, they apparently showed up to try to profit by intercepting attendees that are bringing valuable guns in. And one guy said, "I picked up 5 weapons, including a Model 11 Remington semi-auto 12 gauge from 1926,
Oh,
Wow.
Mossberg bolt action 20 gauge from 1947, and a pre-1900 12 gauge breech action with a Damascus barrel, and a couple of 22 pistols."
Wow.
I mean, honestly, you could see a Damascus barrel is really cool. They're not always worth that much. I mean, if these guns are in decent shape, you could still walk out of there and spend a couple $100 and walk away and really make a killing. I mean, this kind of stuff is the firearms industry working at its best. Like, hold on a second. I'm not gonna just give you a $175 blanket thing, this sliding scale of whatever we think it's worth. I'm gonna give you what that gun's actually worth, and we're gonna walk away with a person that's probably, one, better educated as to what they had, and two, now a quality firearm has been saved from the garbage.
That's right. I mean, all they were going to do is like saw the barrel off, right?
Either that or they were going to take it home for their collections. I mean, we know that happens.
There's a bunch of shady things that happen with gun buybacks that I think the general public is not aware of, including it getting picked over by people and private buyers that actually travel from gun shop to liquidate some of these things. So they buy them at, more than what the gun buyback did, and then they just go, and whatever's left, that's what they put out on the pavement and steamroll and rah, wave the flag. And I think a lot of this spawned from, events like, 2 years ago in Connecticut, there was an STG-44 that got traded in. So you could be upset as to how mean or angry or whatever that weapon makes you feel, but at the end of the day, without that weapon, you wouldn't have things like the AK-47. You wouldn't have a lot of the HK kind of actions going on. That was a predecessor to so many. I mean, that's history. That was made in Nazi Germany, and
a real STG-44 is worth tens of thousands of dollars.
And this chick got a gift card and like a gas card and a phone card. Boom, have a nice day. Oh my God, I'm hood rich. Like it was.
So you could also take this route and not take a firearm, but this guy, he took a sack of 3 zip-tied pieces of pot metal disguised as pistols, and he said the officer he gave it to didn't take a second look at them as he piled them on the cart and handed the guy his gift card. So,
dude, they need to do more of these gun buybacks.
I need to just stop by the Home Depot and put some pipe together and stop by the gun buyback.
I'm sure with like an hour's time, you could make something that looks like some homemade firearm and you could probably make $100 off it. You spend 20 and make 100. I mean, it's like the PMAG thing.
Yeah.
These, I know that if there were another gun buyback here in the Philadelphia area, I would go there in a heartbeat. I would definitely go down there and be like, all right, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Because rifle transfers here in the state of Pennsylvania are still legal person to person. So I could literally walk up, buy a rifle out of line, and be cool. Handguns, you have to go through an FFL. But either way, I mean, the gun buyback thing has backfired on departments for the last. I guess it really became a thing when these people turned them into gun shows, like back, 2013, early 2013 is when it started happening, as far as I'm aware. And this is just glorious. I love every bit of it.
Sons of Gunstar is making a fresh start with a new company. So Joe from Sons of Guns. Joe, how do you pronounce his last name?
I think it's Mew or Mo.
Okay.
Mo, guys.
Mo? Joe
Do you
Mo?
never go to the South? You need to go to Louisiana. Joe Mo.
Okay. So they started a new company called Ackley's Defense after their old business, Red Jacket Firearms and TV Gig, were both rocked by multiple rape charges made against co-star Will Hayden. So, yeah, I guess I have to move on. Have to.
The only word you don't want to see in front of rape is the word multiple. I mean, that's just god awful. I do like that.
Well, also juvenile. They left that out.
Or related.
That's funny. See, I think Natalie has a lot of inside view on this, but from at least the show perspective,
I do.
Joe always seemed to be the one that kind of had the more of a business and level-headed mind, or at least a more scientific mind, I would say, to lead down this way. Confirm or deny?
Yeah, confirm. He has been the brains behind the business for a very long time. I mean, in reality, Will was just a figurehead that the producers wanted to make the main character because they needed a central character. They needed a protagonist, and that's what they got. It was reality TV, man. It wasn't real. It was Joe and some of the other owners. I mean, I don't even know if Will was an actual owner. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I hope they do. I hope they do well.
So they parted up with Charlie, I guess. I saw Charlie briefly on the show floor, shook his hand, told him good luck with his new venture, and moved on. I'm not that big where I could sit there and hold a conversation with a TV star, but I like the name. I think the name itself shows intelligence of the team behind it, because Backlist is actually it's like a 6-foot arrow from Roman times that you would literally just like huck into somebody. It had a leather strap on it, so you could like huck it at someone and then yank it back and keep moving on. So that's a pretty cool name.
Yeah, and they've named everything kind of after Roman weapons. So at least that's the trend that I'm seeing.
So cliche.
I mean, it's like, we are Spartacus, but, But yeah, Charlie's doing it with them, and I think it's just the two of them right now. But I mean, everybody's moved on and continued to be in the firearms industry. Like, I know Stephanie and Chris have their own, and Flem has his own, and I saw Vince's wife at the show. So everybody's in it still, except for the person that's in jail and never getting out. So.
Yeah, I know. I saw Vince. Vince is doing stuff with AK still. I think Flem's he's got himself into a whole bunch of cool stuff. And these two guys, I'm with you guys. I wish them luck. I think this is the best possible move they could have made. Changing the name and really pushing away from the Hayden family was super, super smart. We were speculating about this weeks ago when that story broke. I mean, what is going to happen? Because I think it's pretty much common knowledge that the Hayden family weren't actual owners of Red Jacket, and that Joe and I believe Charlie were the two main guys behind it. And to see them push back and still stay the course and try to do their own thing, I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see on this. I think a lot of people are kind of going, I don't know. We'll see. This is cool. It's great to see them, pushing forward and at least attempting to make a fresh start. I mean, what do you do after something like that?
Man, it is devastating. Yeah.
I mean, the face of what is your business gets these multiple underage rape charges. I mean, I don't think I've ever uttered that sentence before about a single human being in my life, and this guy happened to be the face of their business. It's a damn shame.
After attack on church, Kenyan pastors request guns. That's right. Pastors in Kenya, they want firearms for personal protection. Speaking out at their county, I guess, commissioner meeting, the pastor said they need to carry these for self-defense against religious opponents, and they're referencing recent extremist attacks by I guess Muslims that are attacking these different churches over there in Kenya. Most recently, a assistant pastor was shot from a gunman on a motorbike, and then a couple years back in October 2013, there was two evangelical pastors that were killed inside their churches. So this is pretty interesting over in Africa, seeing that people are vying for their self-defense rights.
Yeah, you know, it's really interesting to me to see how countries that don't have a Second Amendment function in this regard. I mean, as far as I'm aware, nobody really has what we have, and to watch them kind of try and pull back and kind of go into what we believe is one of our core ideologies here in the U.S. is self-defense. I mean, it's interesting to see that, especially in countries that are known for being extremely violent and seeing extremists and attacks. You know, really a lot of violence is because of poverty. So where you see poverty, typically you see a lot of violent attacks and things like that. So to see this in a country where they don't have the Second Amendment and they say, we need guns. I mean, it's not just America anymore, guys. It's the entire world understands that you need to step up and defend yourself.
You know what I like about the Second Amendment? And that's, you don't have to. You don't have to. Like, no one's saying you have to have a gun. Nobody's saying you have to, live in fear. No one's saying you have to be a victim. You have the choice to say, I want to own guns, I don't want to own guns. But the moment somebody starts imposing that belief of one side or the other, that's where you run into strife. Now, like you said, in places where they don't have it, they're just trying to maintain order. Now, whether that goes all the way back to, say, tribal rule, where you had your warrior class and your gatherers and your all that fun stuff, or you have, like a feudal type system where there's still maybe a king or a prince, and, you keep the people at bay by not allowing them to arm or organize. It's really interesting to see how they're identifying that quote-unquote lower class, that, subject, so to speak, is saying, this is what I need to survive, and it's good to see that they're pursuing proper channels. Now, maybe it's because they're clergy, so to speak, but, they're like, I'm not going to break the law. But at the same time, it's good to see that foundation is there, and the more people screaming the same thing eventually will lead to change to give you that choice, versus somewhere like the Swiss, where it's like, every house has a gun.
You must, yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, but interestingly, they're all Western educated. I mean, largely. Like I've been to Kenya. I've been to those churches. I've never been to Mombasa, but I have been to, Nairobi and that area. And I mean, those are largely Western educated people who understand, natural right. One of the most important of which is, of course, defending yourself. So they understand the Second Amendment, and I'm really excited to see them pushing for it. I mean, Kenya is such, the government, it's so corrupt, and I just really don't see them permitting it. But this is a Martin Luther King thing, basically, that they're pulling, too. I mean, this is definitely in the footsteps of Martin Luther King, where it's basically the peaceful protest saying that we need this, we deserve this, trying to go through all the right channels. I hope they win, I mean, we all do.
What country was it when the French newspaper got stormed by like 3 dudes? Which African country was it that literally had like 150 people slain? It was somewhere in Africa. I'm almost sure of it.
How long ago was this?
At the same week.
A couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, it was the same week that the whole newspaper got stormed. It was all over the news and yada yada. And then people started putting pictures online where it's like a cell phone instead of an AK, and they could have saved them, yada yada. But it's one of those things where it's like, look over here, don't look over here. And if you did look over here, you would see that like 150 or 250, some ridiculous number where people should have been outraged, and we got to send troops and start flying the Predators. And no one saw it, but I'm almost positive. I'm not going to say it was Mombasa.
Well, no. It was, well, Mombasa is Kenya, but I see it. I think it's Central African Republic.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wait, nearly 1,000 killed over 2 days, December 18th. So that's right around the time of Charlie Hebdo, that whole thing.
Right.
Right? Isn't that the same amount? That's same time, right?
Yes, exactly. It was like literally the same week, but nobody paid any attention.
1,000 people. I haven't even heard of it until you brought it up.
It's nutty, and that's just radicalized, Muslims. History's full of religious fanatics doing what they think is best for their cause. That's all sides, including Judaism and Christianity. But I mean, this is sweeping, and no one is going to care until it's at our doorstep.
Well, it is, and people still don't want to talk about it.
It is, but you're not 1,000 people on the news at our doorstep. And that's unfortunately, we've become so desensitized as a culture that, as an American culture, that it's, oh, shiny object, Kim Kardashian, yada, yada, that until something even worse than what we've already endured as a country happens, children dying, towers coming down, something, that's how bad it is. Something worse than that has to happen for everyone to kind of wake up. So it's a tough thing to wrap your head around.
So sad, yeah, but true.
Moving right along.
So this is fun. Okay.
Ultra depressing.
Yeah, thank you,
But
Whitey.
it was really ultra depressing.
Back when I was knee deep in Kenya.
Maybe we need another shiny object.
On a brighter note, moms cause gun problems at Harris Teeter. Right, that didn't work.
That absolutely worked. That makes me so happy. That moms demand attention. Can't get the title shot. They go one down and still get snuffed.
Yeah, so Harris Teeter, which is like a subsidiary of Kroger. We talked about earlier about how moms demand attention tried to get guns banned from all Krogers, and now they're after Harris Teeter. That's Teeter.
Had to clarify.
Yes.
They staged a protest in a Myers Park neighborhood Saturday, demanding the grocery chain to stop customers from openly carrying guns where it is actually legal to open carry. It was pretty cool because Harris Teeter is not backing down on their policy at all. They have issued I lost the statement here. They issued a statement saying that they're going to abide by the local laws wherever their stores are. And they, I think one key quote in it was that something to the effect of, we don't think, we think this should be up to the legislature and not the, I don't know, I forget what they said, business owners or something.
I mean, this really goes back to exactly why we had issues with the open carry people. You're forcing the stores to make a decision that they don't want to make.
Yeah.
You're forcing them into an argument that they are not a part of. They don't want to be a part of this. So by going in and open carrying, by protesting that you don't want guns in their store, you're saying you have to make a decision to please us. No, get out. Get out. Moms, this is a great quote here. It's not about the guns, it's about the people. This was a quote from Moms Demand Action, of all people. It's not about the guns, but they don't want you to have guns. Really? Is that how that works? I don't think she understands what she's actually doing, and that's the case with a lot of these attention whores.
You're right. It's not about the guns for them. It's about people like us that like guns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they feel unsafe around guns. It's all about their feelings, and let me tell you, ladies, your feelings don't freaking matter.
And
They
feelings
they don't matter. This is about rights. It's about human rights. Your feelings go out the window. I'm sorry to tell you, moms demand attention. I know you're listening in on the Firearms Radio Network, but seriously, it's not about anyone's feelings here.
I'll tell you why I like this, and I like it so much because on paper this should work. Demographically speaking, moms are caregivers, take care of children, take care of a lot of the house stuff, so that includes grocery shopping. You know, you got your Target, boom, nailed it. Big national chain doesn't want negative publicity no matter what. Cool, we'll play along. Starbucks, you know, maybe a little bit our fault. But then you have a grocery store. This should be an easy, you know, W in the win column. This is where their bread and butter. This is where, you know, they make all their money. We come in, we buy for the week, and that's that. And they're not. They're not winning. So it's like you're filling that loss column up, and the record's not looking so good anymore. I'm wondering how much fortitude, I would say, they have to continue pushing on supermarket after supermarket chain until eventually, you know, like Stop and Shop will cave. But no one cares about Stop and Shop anyway. So this is why I like it, because I like rooting for the underdog, and right now we're the underdog, and we're kicking it back. It's just like, nope, not given. Nope, not given.
Well, I wouldn't call this a win in our side. I call it a win in a general society side. This is people not being pushed around by advocacy groups, and that's really what it's all about. These people, the people that run Harris Teeter, will not be pushed around by someone that comes into their stores and says, "Listen, we know better than you. We're going to decide what your rules are going to be."
Right, because it could be about anything. It could be meat is murder, or you know,
Yeah.
Exactly.
stuff like that.
And this is bigger than firearms. It's much bigger than that. And to see these, you know, the Krogers and the Harris Teeters and whoever else these morons decide to protest, stand up and say, we're not having it, that's fantastic. It's a win for everybody.
Absolutely. So we're gun show attendees in the crosshairs of license plate readers.
Yes, moving on. I'm sorry, that's too easy.
This is on autoblog.com. Apparently, an email obtained by the American Civil Liberties Union shows that the DEA collaborated with the BATF in the Phoenix area back in 2009 for Phoenix area gun shows, where they planned to collect data on vehicles that were parked outside of those gun shows.
Oh, funny how that happens to be the same area where Fast and Furious.
I know, isn't that coincidence? The same BTAF office. Sounds like they were also collecting legal, law-abiding citizens' license plates. We don't even know if they were gun owners. They were just at a gun show. I mean, it doesn't even mean they were gun owners necessarily.
Stand and be counted.
Yeah.
It's just like when you're going through the TSA. Stand and be counted. Unbelievable.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, good.
Well, we can hear your alerts going off too.
Sorry, man. That's kind of amazing. I don't know how to turn that off, to tell you. I have tried quitting that program a lot. Anyway, yeah, no, what I was saying before the internet so rudely interrupted was that it's funny how this happens to be the same area where Fast and Furious went down. You know, it's like, are we really having to deal with the DEA and the ATF here again? It seems to be extremely corrupt. It's incredibly frustrating for people in that area, you know.
But they're there for good.
Some of them are.
But this happened back in 2009. This isn't like it happened last week.
Oh,
this was before Sandy Hook. It was before all of that stuff.
Well, 2009 was
actually happening.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So, I mean, in all fairness, they could have been looking for that kind of stuff, like the Fast and the Furious stuff, trying to cover their tracks back then. I mean, we don't know, but I would say that they probably compiled some data and said, hey, these people are going to gun shows. Let's keep an eye on them. Just like when you type into the fancy Google machine, I like guns, or guns this, that, firearms, blah, 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 blah. They keep a record of all that stuff. Don't kid yourself and think you're not on some kind of list. I have multiple suppressors. I'm on like 80 lists. I know it. You know, get over it.
If you own guns, you're on at least 13 watch lists. Then you're in a
seriously. I'm shooting for 100. I'm talking about making my haters go through the roof, right, Whitey?
Well, what I found more disturbing about this article was that this revelation comes a day after documents obtained by the ACLU shed light on a previously undisclosed Department of Justice program that has operated in a nationwide license plate reader database for the past 7 years. The database now contains hundreds of millions of records on whereabouts of American motorists.
But you know what, though? The same thing could be said with the highways. I mean, there's cameras on every major highway in the United States.
Easy pass.
Dude, they are tracking your every move. And people are willfully doing it because it makes their lives, quote-unquote, easier.
Cell phone tower logging.
Yeah, like, you are not, no matter where you are in the United States, if you are at least a little bit on the grid, they know where you're at.
I was gonna say there's some places in Montana, Wyoming.
Yeah, I mean, once you're
You sprain your ankle and no one found you. I mean,
That's true.
America's big, dude. I mean, it's really big.
Well, and the other thing that's encouraging to me in talking to some of my friends, because we've all got friends in, intelligence, right? But the encouraging thing to me is that they can't get any of their stuff organized. They really, really can't quite get organized. Probably if they really wanted to get you, they'd get you. But really, the average citizen, I don't think they're organized enough, at least right now, to do anything awful to us. But
I was gonna say MIT and DARPA pump out some fun kids every 6 months, so you never know when someone's gonna be like, I have the algorithm to fix all this, and then all the databases all talk, and they're like, bing, there's Natalie, take her down.
I just like that you referenced DARPA. I'm very, very happy about that.
Why?
I just really like DARPA. I think it's fascinating.
Well, you ever watch the show? What was it?
No.
It was
No, I didn't.
No.
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 For sure, no.
It was like a show that was like a drama, but it wasn't drama. It was kind of funny, and it was like not really making fun of DARPA, but it was like that kind of community where it was all super tech, and there was government contracts that we talked about, but that was like what they had to produce to do like the cool save the Earth stuff. So
That actually sounds interesting.
what was it called?
All right. Well, while you think about that, you can probably find that TV show on Amazon, and you can watch it on Amazon Prime using our Amazon affiliate link. So please, next time you shop Amazon, go to firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. The TV show Eureka is on Amazon Prime.
So good with the transitions, Jake. You're pro.
You're really good.
A little guy on a Segway just coming across the screen. That's all I see. Just riding across. There's Jake.
With like Benny Hill music though.
We are to the full auto news segment, stories the real media won't talk about, and other crazy stuff. So this is where we each pick one or two stories to laugh, cry, and share with you.
I got dibs.
All right, John, go ahead.
So this guy named Lars Anderson is an archer, and I just discovered this video. It was put up on the 23rd. That was 6 days ago, right? Now has 22 million views on YouTube. This guy has kind of gone to a different level of viral very, very quickly. So the idea is that he has relearned traditional archery. Apparently there are ways to handle and manipulate a bow that current, traditional archers just do not use. He went back and studied, he unlearned everything he knew that we call current archery and went back and learned how to hold multiple arrows in one hand and unleash them super, super fast. So it's a YouTube video, and this guy is jumping through the air, firing like 3 shots at a time on a traditional. It's not a compound. It's just a
longbow.
I don't think it's quite a longbow. It's
like
a
a
recurve. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know the actual name. of it.
Fires 3 shots while he's jumping, and he fires them all off before he hits the ground.
I'm telling you, like, he grabs them out of the air and fires them back, and it's faster than some people can fire a handgun. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he's super accurate. I mean, this dude is going to change the game. If people start picking up on what he's doing, because apparently they explain, it's like a nearly 6-minute long video, and apparently they explain that this is very difficult to learn, and it's completely out of the realm. But I mean, it just bum, just unfreaking believable talent, amazing.
Yeah, it shows them shooting incoming arrows out of the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just insane, some of this. And unsafe, some of the stuff he does, but it's pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, you guys have to check it out. There's a link in the show notes to it. It's Lars Anderson, A New Level of Archery. All right. Natalie, do you have a story?
No.
She's toughing it out because her wooden router is not playing along.
It's not working. I'm like scrolling through all of these to try to pick one really fast. I did read the article before this was released, or before you put it on the list, about the drone crash at the White House. Did we already talk about that? I wouldn't know. My internet doesn't like me.
No, we haven't. Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently you want to take that one away? Go ahead.
No, I mean the fact that they're calling it a drunken lark right now, and I don't know if DARPA would agree. I don't know. It's kind of hilarious that this guy, first of all, he actually is in intelligence, right? And he is on a date apparently, and gets drunk and flies his drone into the White House.
Yeah.
I can hear it now. I'll do it. I'll totally do it. Just watch me. I'll do it.
Right. Somebody got a security clearance removed the next day.
Well, no, the funny part was that he flew it and he lost it. He knew he crashed it, but he was worried that it might have landed in the White House, but he took a nap instead.
Yeah, I didn't read that part. That's pretty hilarious too. But I mean, just chalk that up to more, that super effective Secret Service there. What are you gonna do? But I mean, legit concerns. I mean, what if it had a bomb on it? It's a problem.
Yeah, they've already gone to some interesting lengths. The FAA, when it comes to flying drones, I mean, you pretty much have to have a permit to fly a drone anywhere anymore, and they are apparently very strict about giving them out. So this is not going to help with that case. People are. This is a relatively new technology for citizens to own on a massive scale, and these are so cheap. I think a DJI Phantom, which is what this guy crashed, is under $1,000, and being that's quote unquote affordable for the masses, and this is going to keep happening. Things like this, we're going to start seeing more of these drones coming down and issues with them flying all over the place. They are freaking cool as hell.
Yeah, they are.
And they are so cool. You can get some amazing shots with them.
Oh my gosh, we were in Sedona the other day on our road trip, and this dude was standing right next to us, and we hear the drone fly, and literally from where we were in the parking lot, it takes off out towards, Cathedral Rock or whatever, and I couldn't believe the range, and it got some amazing footage, and you're right. I mean, they're really cool tools, but yeah, how do you regulate them, I mean, because they're going to cause problems.
I guarantee Secret Service now has like a protocol in place, and they probably already have phalanx systems coming in for anti-drone blasting out of the sky.
I just think, too, the name drone, it makes it sound like a phantom. One of those things that you see at the air shows that actually, kills people. There needs to be a different word for the little mini quadcopters.
I mean, we could call it a UAV, but that's even worse.
I wonder if Obama was just like, oh, man, that really isn't as cool as I thought it was.
For some reason, I picture the White House turning into Cobra Commander lair with all these lasers and stuff pointed all over. That's all I could see. No drones will come near here.
G.I. Joe reference. We got DARPA and we got G.I. Joe. This is a good night, man.
What do we need for the trifecta?
I don't know. What do we need? Maybe A-Team or MacGyver.
I was thinking Family Ties, but okay.
Circle gets the square. I'll take Alpha Block.
We could get. I don't know that one.
What?
I don't know that one, and I know a lot of references.
How old are you?
Family Ties, really?
Really?
No, not Family Ties. So you remember Hollywood Squares?
Oh, I mean, No,
No,
like,
Really? Come
you're
on,
in-
circle gets the square. Whitey, come on.
I didn't watch it.
I
You're
want
in
to.
timeout,
I'm
Natalie.
picking Carrot Top on this one.
Oh, jeez, I'll take Whoopi Goldberg to block
Whoop-
forever.
Whoopi Goldberg to block.
I thought that was
Whoopi
like
blocker, I guess.
I can't believe you actually watched that. I mean, I remember it kind of.
I
but
didn't. I was a kid. I just remember things.
All right,
Like,
Whitey, pick a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I picked was I wanted to pick cop opens fire with AR-15 while driving during high-speed chase, but I didn't have time to watch the video, so I went with Florida teen accidentally shoots friend's penis while playing with a gun. That is a
Shooting
damn.
guy in the dick. I'm sorry, timestamp.
I'm sorry, timestamp. I love it.
La 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 la. Good thing I have these ear
That's
covers.
Jake's new patch, I think. It should just be hashtag timestamp.
Oh, that would be awesome. I want it.
Let's make it happen. Oh my god.
So apparently, some buddies rolled up on his friend, and they're talking. Sounds like he was showboating. Hey, check out, probably my dad's stolen revolver, so to speak, 38. And, as he's standing outside the car door, just one went off right in his... It's like you ever get a brand new toy, and you're really liking all the things it can do, and it's playing with it, and then you smash it. And your parents aren't buying you another one, it's gone forever, and you're just heartbroken. A 15-year-old boy's junk just took a hot round. He just figured out what that thing does. He just figured out where it's going to go in life, and it's...
Look at Jake. Oh, so
Go
good.
on.
So yeah.
This is what you get for putting it in the show notes.
This segment is just going to be, if
I
you're
mean,
not
it's
watching
true.
live, this segment is going to be...
You were asking for it, Jake. It's kind of true.
I didn't say anything dirty. I kept it completely clean.
It is clean. It's network acceptable.
You gotta admit, I keep it
Absolutely.
clean.
Nothing's clean about this.
Put it on ABC. Let's do it.
If you're gonna do a little clip to put on social media, I'd do that one. That's gonna sell some papers right there.
Well, and the other, so the end of the story says, "Let's review, shall we?" The kid lied about the incident to police. Because, the kid that got shot, his friends took off, and, he lied about, his friends being there and everything. And one of the kids loaded the gun and forgot to tell the other kids that he loaded the gun. And no adults present while children are playing with a deadly weapon. And the last bullet point is penis equals gone.
He has a tough choice ahead of him because he can either be like the bald dude from Game of Thrones, who's just like all weird and
He's a eunuch.
yeah, but he could also become the Unsullied. So I mean,
Yeah, he could be cool, but he still doesn't have any junk. That is unfortunate. Yeah.
No, that's like reconstructive surgery. I mean, my gosh.
Thumb?
first successful prosthetic.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sure that after 2 very long wars, somebody has come up with a solution.
Oh yeah, like a QD interchange, just.
Yeah, 51 tooth.
I don't know what any of that means.
It's gonna be okay now. You're just proving your innocence right now. That's all it is.
Yeah, you're fine.
I just okay.
And
All
she
right.
came down.
All
from
right. Moving on. All right. We'll go over to Gizmodo, the real-life 9-inch nail gun that puts puny Nerf to shame. So this guy made this gun. I guess you could call it that. It's more like a, I don't know, motor. Looks like a motorized fan that he's improvised to shoot these big old nails out of.
Holy crap!
Dude,
Whoa.
this is amazing. It's like a medieval death machine.
And he's
Oh my
wearing like a
gosh.
medieval helmet and chainmail, and he's just ka-chung, ka-chung.
So
Yeah,
when you hear nail gun, you think like, roofing nails or something like that. No,
Yeah.
this is like railroad spikes coming out of this.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
monstrous.
Wow, you got it. You got to check out the show notes for this.
Yeah, it looks like rebar that he's shooting into a watermelon, and
Yeah.
he's really wearing the best outfit that he could wear.
Oh my goodness!
He could only use horns and be better.
It's like the silver
Maybe
spikes
tail.
from Blade, and he's just launching them.
And it really does look like, a piece of your home heating unit being used to propel this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
it does.
shooters that can't put that many effective rounds on target.
This guy made this, and he's doing it. Oh my goodness! I need to see more.
Yeah, I know. This is way too short of a clip.
I need to call this guy. Hey, bro, let's put that in slow mo.
And it looks like he missed on one of it. You see, like, one of them made it into the little fan situation. Like,
He was sighting it in with that one.
The worst part is this is something I can see my son doing at like 13 years old. Like, what are you doing? This is cool, but I need
Daddy,
to yell
look!
at
I
you.
put it on the internet.
yeah. It's like,
Oh, I accidentally shot the cat with it.
I'd buy him a beer for that.
Yeah.
All right. Should we cover any more of these stories, like the cop that opens fire with AR-15 while driving?
when I watched that, I realized that it's literally down the street from where I am right now.
Really?
Cool.
Yeah, so that was super, super, comforting. I'm just so glad that we've got that level of expertise in town.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was this guy by chance yelling "Thug Life" while he was doing this?
You know what I thought was interesting though is that the cop had a body cam long before Michael Brown.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got a body cam and he's shooting the AR through the front window at the car he's chasing.
Yeah. I mean, it was scary. Like, I don't know what I would have done. I didn't get through the whole video actually, but I mean, I saw a lot of the action, and I mean, they were taking fire. It was like war zone.
Yeah.
That's
That guy-
nutty.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was chasing a guy that stole a squad car, and I think that guy had a AR-15, right, out of that squad car?
The NAK. Yeah.
Or an AK, yeah.
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 I mean, it's tough. We can Monday morning quarterback this all day, but
I'm not.
without what's that?
I'm not gonna. I want to hear this guy's story like 20
Yeah, that's what I'm
years from now
saying.
when he's all salty at a bar.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we could watch this video and speculate as to what went down and who was right, who was wrong. But in the heat of the moment, this guy did what he thought he had to do to save his own life.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I hope nobody got hurt. That's all I got to say. I hope nobody got hurt.
I hope somebody got the movie rights.
Ah!
They could just use real footage.
All right. Well, last call. Any other?
Councilman pulls gun when gunman opens fire? What?
Oh yeah. That was a good story. Yeah.
Up in Minnesota.
So apparently there was gunfire outside the town of the city hall of New Hope. That's my understanding. So they were in a meeting, and then there was gunfire outside of the meeting hall, and one dude, everybody drops, and one dude pulls out a gun, one of the councilmen. And I don't know if it's Minnesota gun friendly. Do we know?
Ish.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It will be soon enough.
It's better than California, not as good as Arizona. How's that?
All right.
Well, I saw an image, a different image from this earlier, and it looked like he has like a ported Glock. I don't know. It might even be a long slide Glock, like 34.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool.
You know what I liked about this? Because I only saw stills. The video's running in the background right now. What I liked about this, from what I saw, was that he doesn't look to be like that old. I mean, he's not a spry, 32-year-old or something like that. He's clearly, I would say 50s, 60s. But you don't see this kind of character that often anymore in the news. He doesn't just, take cover and clench his gun and hope for the best. He actually instructs certain people to get down, take cover, and he draws, and he's doing what every responsible gun-owning American citizen, we hope, would do in a situation like that. You carry it for your protection, you carry it to protect your family and loved ones, but given a situation where you're put in and you are the only person with a sword, so to speak, are you going to defend the innocent? So and that's kind of selfless, and I appreciate that outside of the Greatest Generation. You don't really see it much anymore. So I respect them for that. That's for damn sure. Yeah, it looks like a G34.
Yeah. Yeah, good on him.
Oh, yeah.
Refusing to be a victim.
Good on him for concealing a G34.
Yeah, seriously.
Only thing you have to conceal is the grip.
Yeah, true story. I mean, I can hide the 17 with an appendix better than I can like a 19.
All right. Well, if you enjoy this podcast, consider supporting us through our Patreon campaign at thisweekinguns.com/Patreon. Easy way for you to crowdfund the program. You can give your support every episode at $1 an episode or $5 an episode. Your choice helps keep programs like this program, This Week in Guns, free every week to you. And also, I send out random Battle Box perks. Battle Box is a big box full of swag that comes to a random patron every few months. So we have Peter Palma's MS Clean kits in there. We have Duluth Trading Company $50 gift cards, GunGoddess.com $25 gift cards, Duke Cannon Soap Supply Company with their military field box of big-ass bricks of soap, and more. So check it out, patreon.com/week. And don't forget the Firearms Radio Network Patreon page as well if you want to support the network as a whole. That one's a little different. That one's a monthly level of support. You can pledge $1 or $5. And I thank all of our current patrons for supporting the Firearms Radio Network and This Week in Guns. So, Natalie, what do you have going on in your wheelhouse at Girls Guide to Guns?
Well, our biggest news is that we released a gun, two models, in association with Devil Dog Arms at SHOT Show. So we're pretty excited about all of that. You'll see more about it on girlsguidetoguns.com in the coming weeks. Thanks, and thanks, guys, for coming to see it and checking it out. I appreciate all the support. And yeah, we've got it in 9 different colors. So we're really, just really talking to the lifestyle female shooter out there, and any female out there that wants to check it out, I'd love to show them. So feel free to contact me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. We've got lots of pictures up, and there will be lots more content on my website and on devildogarms.com coming up soon. And other than that, just lots of secret things in the works that I will reveal soon. But yeah, it's an exciting beginning to 2015.
Now go on. You have to describe your guns a little more than that.
Okay. We've got a signature, and we have got a classic, and both of them have my logo on it. Again, 9 colors for each of them. And yes, we did do a pink, but it's a very chill pink. Don't you worry. So for those ladies who do like pink out there, but the white one is the one that I own. We have turquoise, lots of other fun colors, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's your standard. We've got a 16 and 18-inch barrel. One's more ready for like a 3-gun situation if you're wanting to do that, and others just plinking or target shooting or even hunting if you want to. So I think it's a lot of fun. I think you're really going to like what we've got. One's the classic is 6.8 pounds. The signature is 7 pounds. So still really nice and light because we're not known for our upper body strength unless you're a net Wachter, because good Lord, those guns, right? And by guns I mean these guns. Anyway. She's got amazing arms. Yes, they are. They're ARs.
That's very cool. I've heard a lot of good things about Devil Dog, so it's cool to see you partnered with them.
Yeah, thanks.
I liked the Tiffany blue one. I stopped by.
Thank you. Yes. That one. That one actually went to Katie Pavlich. She was pretty excited about it. It's her favorite color. But yeah, no, Devil Dog. They came, knocking on my door a few years ago, and they always had a business plan, and they always knew that they wanted to talk to ladies. I mean, a long time ago. So 4 years ago, actually. So I didn't take them that seriously. And
Womp womp.
Well, there goes the internet.
Which is funny because right here I have my little hodgepodge Devil Dog Arms right here, actually.
Wait, you won one? Did you win?
No, he blindly sent me one to kind of like see if I'd review it.
Oh yeah.
And we generally, this is gonna maybe upset some people, but we generally don't do unsolicited reviews, which means we don't like just take stuff and say, "Oh, thanks for the stuff, I'll review it," because it takes time and effort. But
yeah,
I took literally a bunch of parts I just had laying around, and that has turned into my favorite rifle. I liked it so much that I chopped a Geissele Mark III, the little ears off it, because it's a machined upper and lower, a billet upper and lower that he makes that are really clean lines that I like. I wanted that rail on that gun, and yeah, it's my favorite right now, and I can't wait to actually go, as I play with it, I just kind of want to go shoot it some more. And yeah, Devil Dog is really not just on my radar, like I'm a fan right now.
that's good. That's good. So I chose wisely, is what you're saying.
I think for quality, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the rails. I think they're a little big around, but that's personal preference. I didn't see any kind of workmanship issues. But the uppers and lowers, spot on.
Very cool. So, Four Guys Guns, members, blog.
Four Guys Guns. You can follow us on all social media platforms for the most part, at Four Guys Guns, all one word. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are on Tumblr. We're on YouTube. And, the reviews are rolling through. We're trying to pick the pace back up. We have members is rolling along. 2 new videos are going up, I believe, tomorrow and possibly the second week of February. We got new videos of how-tos geared towards the beginner. So, listen, there's never too much training. I mean, I've been shooting for 6 years now, and I've taken a lot of courses, and I'm not opposed to. And the only reason why I say like a 102 course as opposed to a 101 is because most 101 courses are, here's how to clean it. But like getting back to basics, nailing the fundamentals, you're never too old or too experienced to get back to the beginning, and you always have something to learn from different instructors. I'm happy to announce that I've talked to several different instructors over SHOT Show week, and we will have more than, we love Nick Smith, don't get me wrong, but we want to basically get a lot more input from a lot more lifestyles, from a lot more training styles, and a lot of instructors that work in that, not just getting people started field, but all the way up to like your, super spec blacker than black ops operator types, to just get people started down a path. And if you could see how easy it is to get better, I mean, shooting is one of those things where it's not like weightlifting where like you have to really work and work and work to reach a plateau to break through. You really do get immediate improvement from professional guided instruction, and we just want to get people to that point to say, you know what, I need somebody to look at what I'm doing. And a lot of great resources. By all means, check it out. That's fourguysguns.com/join. Reviews are always free. Those come, as soon as we can get them out. And yeah, just out here spreading the word and enjoying life.
So what's new at the I'm with Chaos channel, John?
More of the same. Trying to get out some badass content. It's been a long time coming. Over the last like 6 months or so, I really put my foot down and kind of up the quality, up the quantity. And I've just been trying to put out the coolest stuff I possibly can. There's a lot of neat stuff on the horizon. As far as reviews go, I'm doing some Beretta reviews. I love the high point videos. The guys hate all over the high points, but those are coming out soon. And more stuff with NFA. And I've got a lot of really cool ideas for this year. Especially once it warms up and I'm no longer dealing with the SHOT Show crud. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. That's for sure, man. I can't wait.
And where can people find your Patreon?
So you can find my Patreon at patreon.com/I'mWithChaos. And it's similar to what Jake is doing with the FRN. If you guys like the content that I put out and you want to see more of it, you can head over there and donate a small amount and get some cool stuff in return, as well as continued high-quality content. What this is also going to do is kind of go more into the site. I'm working on a site with our buddy Lou, and we're going to put out something very, very cool. It's basically going to take the I'm with Chaos YouTube channel and open it up to more opportunities to get cool people to write and share videos and things like that. Like before, it's, right now it's just me putting out videos, but I wanted to expand on that. I know a lot of really intelligent people that don't necessarily make videos. They prefer to write, or they would like me to film a video of them. Well, if it didn't normally fit into my schedule of content, well, now it can. Now we're gonna take in a lot of different perspectives, and it's gonna grow, and it's gonna be really cool. And you guys can help with that if you go to patreon.com/I'mWithChaos.
Well, that about wraps up this week's show. You can leave your feedback by commenting on the bottom of this YouTube video or at thisweekinguns.com/102. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, leave us that iTunes review, and please consider contributing to the show by shopping our Brownells affiliate and Amazon affiliate. Just go to thisweekinguns.com, look for those affiliate banners, and yeah, that about wraps up the show. Thank you, Natalie.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, John.
Thanks for having me again, man.
And thank you, Josh.
Always a pleasure, Jake. Thanks for having me.
That's a wrap, and we'll see you next week.